This is the Jayhawk Sports Network, powered by Heartland Technology.
Welcome aboard the Jayhawk Sports Network as we are set for high school football here in the state of Iowa, week number 8. And it turns out to be the final week of the regular season and the district season for our Jesup Jayhawks, who come in this Class 2A4 battle, right now sitting in the 6th spot with a overall conference or a district mark right now of 0-3. Waukon snuck out of here last week with a victory. They shouldn't have. They're sitting at 4 on district play. I'm Nate Klaber. Jason Pilcher joining me right now in our Lori-Ann Sabres press box with Anthony Baugh and Eric Clark making things happen technically tonight. But rewind to last week, Jason, and we look at the game that I think surprised me. Maybe it surprised you how well the Jayhawks played, and can we carry that into this week?
I hope so. I mean, we're last week we played really, really well. We were down a kid, and I think we're down again another starter. I think looks like maybe Noah Sheridan's out tonight again with his injury, so that's too bad. But last week the boys, for basically 3.5, 4, till halfway through the fourth quarter, we hung. We were actually up, and we played really well. Made a couple of key mistakes going down towards the end of the game, and they were able to capitalize on those. And, we got the loss. But, the boys played really well. It was fun to see. If they came with that same energy tonight, we should see some good results. Yeah,
it was good to see Wyatt Vanderwerf got the call to come in as a sophomore. And once he got chipping away and you let him loose, he can find some yards.
Yeah, his center of gravity is a little bit lower than Noah's running the ball. Strong kid. Playing linebacker, too. Filled in that spot. He did a really good job there. So, hopefully tonight he has good as game he did last week.
So we wrap things up here for the football season, but let's talk a little bit about what this game is today. It's the first meeting between Wahlert Catholic and Jesup, at least as far as our records hold. Wahlert is the third biggest school in Class A or 2A, and Jesup is the smallest school in 2A.
You looked that up, and there's only 2 schools in front of Wahlert. And then they came in with 2 charter buses over across the way. You can see them right from our view. So a little bit different traveling and how we travel. So you hear that, growing up, Dubuque Wahlert usually a bigger Catholic school, which they normally are. And it's kind of a little bit weird or shocking that they're down in our class now.
And Eric Clark has some obsession with James Mastiller that appears on the screen tonight. That's him in the red hoodie. So, Clark, we may have to have some sort of intervention as
maybe
he's down on the fence line.
School board or whatever. Maybe he's got trouble with the school board. He wants to take up with them.
Maybe you see the band in the background. Last week was a treat. UNI's marching band, or at least a portion of them, came in for the first half and kind of set some energy. And we've got some energy going tonight, although I'll question Coach Sauer in the playlist that he's got for pregame. But cheerleaders are set to go. Players look like they're ready to go, and the stands are filling up, too, even though it's a chilly night for football for the first time.
Yeah, it's a good crowd. Last week was a really good crowd. Last week, it was really warm on a Friday night. Tonight's a little chilly. The wind died down. The flag right now is not moving, so it's a good night of football. Yeah, the crowd, last home game. Last time they're going to see these seniors play football, so it's a good crowd for them to say goodbye to them.
So as we look at where we're sitting right now, as Dubuque Wahlert comes in with a 2-5 record, overall in the season, Jesup, that same mark, 2-5 on the year. Looking at the visitors, losses early on to West Delaware, to Assumption, and also losing to Xavier 28-9. Their first win on the season came back in the middle of September against Union 24-7. They play their home games over at Loras College in Dubuque. And then, 50-33 loss up at North Fayette Valley, a 64-21 pounding by Waukon a couple weeks ago, and then they got their win on senior night 35-0 over O-Line. So, it's kind of all over the board. If you look how we compete with Waukon, but then you're like, okay, Waukon took them to the woodshed. North Fayette Valley beat them up pretty good, but they got the win over Union too.
Yeah, exactly.
So who knows?
Yeah.
So as we approach just under the 6-minute mark, I guess is where we're at. We've got in front of us the Jayhawk marching band that will play our national anthem here very shortly, and you can see the Jesup players lined up on that goal line in the south end zone. You see the flag that Jason was referring to that's just sitting at that mast, just very still, maybe a little shimmer here and there. And high school football wrapping up in Jesup tonight. We'll talk more about this, Jason, but there was an option for some of these teams to play a ninth game if you were the bottom two in your district, and Jesup has chosen not to.
Yeah, we were talking to Joel last week about it. Getting officials is tough. Getting a school to want to play you.
Well, it sounded like even a school in proximity that wasn't a 2-hour drive.
Yeah, and that's the other thing.
Was a challenge.
Was a challenge to find a school nearby that wanted to play referees. So
we'll step away for playing of our national anthem. So playing of our national anthem by the Jesup band here down in front of us.
Your reference you just made a little bit ago when you said woodshed. I forgot, if you're going to say Keith Jackson, you got to say Wolanelli. So, yeah, people listening at home probably got the woodshed. It's like, if you say Wolanelli, going back to you.
There's things I have to do.
Yeah, I mean, that's a classic reference. Hopefully a lot of people heard that.
Coming up at halftime, there will be an intermission, and the marching band will get a chance to perform. And then we've got a whole slug of youth cheerleaders are going to be performing at halftime as well. I think we're pushing 100 or so there. And also it is youth football night as well. So YSF and flag football, I think, got to come out. Didn't have to pay admission if you had your jersey on to participate in this. So I appreciate Vic you reaching out and letting us know of that. So she's home ill, and she's going to be tuning in to see if she can find people she knows on the sideline tonight.
Nice.
All right, as we look through this again, and we talk through this, Jesup again coming in also with that same record in the year of 2-5, and the only two wins we have so far, that opening win, 34-9 at Hudson, and then a pounding on senior night at Postville, our early senior night, and then you run it here with 5 straight losses, AP at their homecoming, Owine at our homecoming, shutout at Union. We were shut out at North Fayette Valley, and a very tight 26-14 win. That score doesn't even really tell the tale of that game.
That was a really close game. I mean, closer than the score. They got 2 pick sixes there close to the end of the game. So that really kind of changed the score of the game. But like I said, for 4 quarters, we honestly outplayed them, but we went toe-to-toe with them. So and that's the defending state champions from last year.
Exactly. So, and early on we were in that game, Jason. I'm like, okay, is Waukon just scripting here? Are they just going through what plays? And then Jesup just kept adapting, and I didn't get a chance to bring this up to Coach. But I guess I did today on Jackson the Move. But you make personnel changes, and that changes some of your strategy.
Yeah, and Waukon last week had quite a few personal fouls. Maybe they don't necessarily do that so often. Maybe that was a little bit of a fluke thing, but they did a lot of personal fouls there right in front of the referees, pretty blatant stuff, and they got called for it quite a few times.
So Carson Lee now and
Parker
McCone shaking hands as captains at the 50-yard line, and come back to center. Coach Sauer will meet them up, and officials for tonight's game. I do have that here as I find my little flashlight so I can see what I'm doing. Bo Brady, Corey Yoder, Dave Ainen, and Rusty Meyer is our official crew for tonight. As you see them gathered just the north side of that 50-yard line, and set to get things going here. But all Blues tonight. It worked for them last week, stayed in the game. But, looking at the last week, matter of seconds, 2 interceptions that really set that game in a whole different direction.
Yeah, they were pretty much back-to-back offensive plays. They scored off the pick six. We turned around after the kickoff, got the first play after that, and kind of threw an inherent pass then. They scored right off of that, and that kind of – and we right after that, we didn't drive the ball very well and ended up losing.
So Wallace and Brocious back to return for Wahlert on the kickoff, and there's Seahawks. Camden Seahawks set to kick things off, and he's had quite a season teeing that thing up so far this year, and continuing to roll through the rest of this game and season, and then we will see him back for his senior year. As so far in the year, when you look at his kicking, 25 kickoffs, 1 touchback.
Good kick again. We're taking about the 15 there to reverse it.
Wallace
It's off field.
Kicks it to Brocious, comes up the numbers, finds an opening, continues to jock around, and keeps breaking tackles from the blue jerseys. He's down finally at the 35.
Good return on their part. They did a reverse off the kickoff, reverse the field. Looks like Sauer's not doing the headset again tonight, so maybe it's something that he's changing up.
Yeah, maybe it's just it's better if he doesn't know things.
Yeah.
Keep him off the headset. So we're going to see the Golden Eagles come in here. Bryce Rudiger. I don't know if we'll hear any chanting of Rudy or not, because he's already in the game.
He's already in the game. Yeah, and for a Catholic school to have a kid with the last name Rudiger, you just can't.
It's just a coincidence.
That's just coincidence.
10 passing touchdowns this year, pushing 1,200 yards.
Drive
With
up the middle.
126 attempts. And
good wrap up right there. There's Wyatt Vanderwerf right there, right off the bat, getting that tackle right at the line of scrimmage.
So Petratus, the running back for Wahlert, they get taken down for that loss. They're actually right at the line of scrimmage.
Yeah.
Second
Wyatt
down
did a
and
nice
10.
job filling the hole and got it for the tap. Well, right at the line of scrimmage. So yeah, it's 2nd and 10. Yeah, I think this crowd's even bigger than last week.
Yeah, I'd agree. They wanted some football.
Yeah, going off a quick pass out to number 2.
There's that catch, and Cummer's on his way, and we're going to see.
Push him out of bounds.
Yeah, we're going to see that race down the line and push him out of bounds.
Yeah,
give credit to Carter Even.
Yeah, they did a quick pass to the right side, and Brevin and Parker kind of outran him and didn't make the tackle, and they got a nice gain off of that. I would guess that they've probably seen some game film in Carson, Lino, and seen that they're probably wanting to get 2 or 3 steps. They don't want to stay back there too long. They don't want Carson to get back there. He's had a really good season so far, getting pressure on the quarterback.
So they're in Jesup territory deep now. When you're looking at 10:43 to go, and they're going to take that ball across the numbers, held up by a few blue jerseys, and we're probably looking at maybe a yard gain.
Yeah, that was a good play for us, our defense. That was a play earlier in the season, that counter play against a couple other AP and O1 that really hurt us.
Brocious, the ball carrier, the junior, 5'9", 160 for the Golden Eagles. Again, 2-2 in district play. Jesup 0-3, actually 0-4. Yeah, 0-4 in district play.
Yeah, so that put Wahlert's what? That'd be 3rd. What are they placing the district then? Because are they going on to next week then?
Yeah,
they're going out to number 42 on the outside, stringing it out, and Carson just got to get the inside, and we got to get a little bit better fill. Touchdown.
Yeah, you're looking at a 23-yard carry at the hands of Alex Eibach. So Eibach in there, or Eisbach.
That kicker seemed bigger than 190 pounds.
So set to kick through the uprights is Weber. And that extra point will be good. 9:52 to go. Point after is good, and the visiting team first on the board. Didn't take very long. You give up a big play and another big play, and you're right in the end zone.
Yeah, that's that quick pass out here on the right side. I got about a 35-yard gain off that. We didn't tackle. Of course, Carter Even was able to push him out of bounds after a long play. And then they had that sweep to the left side. So 2 big plays got them down to the end zone, and they scored.
Yeah, you asked where Wahlert sits in here, and right now they're sitting at 2-2, so they're right now third place, third ranking is what appears in the district. I don't have how Union did last week. They're not complete on where they're at as far as stacking up here in the ratings, but or at least in the standings anyway. So 7-0 Wahlert in that lead, and we will see Wallace tee it up. And set to return is Dahl and Bucknell, I think. No, we've got BCH in that backfield.
Yeah, BCH number 11, and then Brevin's off to the right and Brody's off to the left.
Staggered at that 10-yard line. Tight formation on that kickoff.
Yeah.
And Dahl will take it. No fair catch. Catch it about the 15. Tucks it in, trying to make a turn, and will end up close to that left hash at about the 24-yard line.
Yeah, they left the whole right side of their field off, our left side pretty much wide open. That must be some of their game plan. They want to kick the ball to that left side.
Not too much time off that clock as we will see the Jayhawks line up, see how they're matched up defensively. And we'll continue to see maybe this formation we saw last week. Dahl fueling Reyes here on the near side, and actually Reyes on that far side, BCH here on the near side.
Yeah. He had a pretty good night last week. BCH had some nice good catches for first downs and a touchdown.
But Dahl in the shotgun, he's going to tuck it and try and get around that end, fights for it, gets to that 25-yard line.
Yeah, Parker's got about a 3-yard gain, so brings up 2nd and 7 or 2nd and 8.
Yeah, going to be maybe a generous yard there.
Yeah. Looked like we got a little bit more on that one, but I guess the referees, they saw a little bit differently.
3 covered on the right. You put one into motion.
Wyatt's going off.
And Wyatt keeps hammering it through, and he gets past that line of scrimmage, it looked like.
Yeah. He got about 2 yards on there, so that brings up 3rd and 7.
Spot that at the 26.
They've been having BCH go sprint right down the field. It's got one-on-one. They all have one-on-one coverage there. You got one safety coming over. Looks like linebackers coming on that A-gap to blitz.
Dahl into motion. And looking on the outside, and is it going to get taken away?
I think so. The referees haven't made
first down.
Yeah.
Yep. So intercepted at that sideline.
Yeah. He had a little bit jump pass there, a little indecisive on what he wanted to do there. So that's going to give him a short side of the field.
This is the Jayhawk Sports Network from Heartland Technology. I'm Nate Klaber against Jason Pilcher. As we call the game from the press box tonight, looking straight east is our vantage point. And Jesup, deep in their own territory, gave up a touchdown with 9:52 to go here in this first quarter. And had the ball taken away in a turnover, and we need to continue to try and minimize that best we can. That's kind of how we got shot in the foot last week.
Yeah, they're coming out a little bit late out of the huddle. They're coming right.
Got 3 seconds to get that off.
A little pass.
And there's coverage, there's openness, and it is a
down.
little bit deep.
A little bit deep, yeah. Kind of was a little bit. Wahlert probably seemed to come out of there and try to get a pass right away and rush it. We weren't quite ready. Lucky he went a little bit long in the end zone.
Pass intended for Carson Cummer, senior, 6'1", 170. And that ball spun at the 31-yard line. I see the play come in, check the wristbands, line up. At center there is Nick Piero, 230, 5'11". And they're going to try and swing that out to that far side. He sees an opening, he's got it again.
It's about the same play as they scored the last touchdown on. Going into that, well, I'd call it a Packer sweep, going off that left side. They went right inside of Carson Lino. Carson did a nice job keeping him on the inside, but we got to get more fill from either defensive tackles on that side or linebackers got to fill.
So Weber at that pace again to see if he can continue to put it up the uprights, and it's going to be, I'm sure, automatic for him most of the time.
Yeah, that was good.
So with 8:17 to go, we have a score of 14-0, and
you can't give a team a short field, especially if they score on pretty much one play on that, or second. I guess that was their second. They threw the pass, incomplete pass, and come back and do the sweep to the left side and score 2 touchdowns off that same play.
So defense not spending a lot of time on the field, at least for as quick as Dubuque Wahlert's offense is gone, and get a chance to kick things off one more time here. Just looking at how they stack up when you look at the leaderboard of Bryce Rutledge, passing leader, 1,166 yards coming in tonight. Ryan Brocious in the backfield, 42 attempts, 293 yards, 6 touchdowns. Receiving 244 yards as well with a touchdown. Their leading receiver in there, 607 yards receiving. Carson Kummer, 27 receptions, 6 touchdowns. And then keep an eye out for Ian Borelli. He's leading tackle on this team with 39 coming into the night. BCH and Dahl set to return. Staggered again about that 11-yard line.
Besides, like last week, we've dug ourselves in a hole. It's time to, it's tough to come out of a hole when you dig yourself, already down 2 touchdowns, 2 scores already. So the offense needs to get something going to get a couple first downs and
little pop up. Not going to go as deep.
Oh, that's going to
and just land on it. And that's that just seemed like the best idea right there.
Yeah,
a little different strategy from Wahlert.
Yeah, Wyatt did a nice job just to get on the. There was no sense of trying to get a return because he probably ended up just fumbling the ball. As soon as you pick it up, you're going to get hit.
So Wyatt Vanderwerf stays in the game. After he jumps on that return, he'll be in that backfield. And we will see this. Let's just look at how they stack up defensively with the Jayhawks with that staggered 3 in the near and 1 far out. And Vanderwerf in the backfield. There goes Fueling as he shoots to the east. And tuck and go. Vanderwerf cuts in and out.
Cut.
He finds an opening.
Nice
bounces
play.
off a one Wahlert player.
Nice.
And down at the 35-yard line. How about that?
Yeah, good run. Nice little jump cut. Lowered her shoulders, got the first down. Went after contact, kept going, picked up the first down. Like I said in the pregame, he's got a lower center of gravity, so he doesn't carry or he's not so upright like Noah is a little bit, so he can take those blockers on, or the tacklers a little bit lower. Low man wins.
Under 8 minutes here in the first quarter. Wahlert again already with those 2 scores, as you can see. Change up that formation a little bit here on this near side hash.
Take draw.
Tuck and go.
Yeah.
Dahl's going to get caught. 2 or 3 just waiting for him come around that end.
Yeah. Parker, they went to draw right off going that left side, and Wahlert did a nice job collapsing. So that's basically Parker got the line of scrimmage.
Ben Stevens calling in the plays. Coach Sauer standing next to him, headset-less tonight, just like last week. Looking in just from behind that offensive line. Dahl in motion, heads back again.
Quick pass. Ooh.
And Wahlert saw that coming. Give credit to Ian Borelli. He had his eye on it.
Yeah, they jumped that. They saw that right away and made a good read.
Third down and 10. Had a big first down advance on a run from Vanderwerf. Puts us where we're at right now. And some losses on a pass attempt, actually on a run or a keeper, and then on a pass attempt you just saw.
Yeah. Switching their linebacker defensive line around a little bit. Defensive tackle seems to go trying to get in that gap. Parker's going to look. He's got to bat it down in the line of scrimmage.
He had time to throw, but those linebackers were converting quick.
Oh, yeah. They're moving their defensive line around a little bit. They keep moving. The defensive tackle goes up and almost in a 2-point stance.
So we will see Rylan Baugh step in there to punt this off. Missed last week. He's back in that spot. Durham did a good job covering for him last week.
Yeah, Ryan did a really good job last week.
There's that punt. Soccer player ball, going to push that. Picked up at the 32-yard line, and he's going to get some traction. Yeah. He's going to get quite the gain, trying to resist returning, and he is on the move, and he gets into Jesup territory. 34, 33-yard line somewhere in there is real spotted.
Yeah, it was a good return on their part. Brevin outran the coverage, but kind of overran him and couldn't make the tackle.
6:44 to go as Wahlert.
So, that gives them the ball right on the 30, right on the 33. So, they get the ball right away inside on their side of the ball. So, they're sitting good already.
And very familiar with where they're at and where they need to get to. And that Jesup defense needs to try and tighten up those holes and get that coverage. But you got a team like this that, you look at where they're at as far as passing, at least on their stats, passing yards, pushing 1,200 passing yards, and even on the ground, you're pushing 1,000 too. Actually, pushing 1,000 too.
Yeah, they're pretty balanced
as well.
So second and about 8, or second and 2. Sorry, going off the middle again. First down, Wahlert.
Give credit on the ground to Wahlert. And Michael Borman with that carry. Get through tonight, and I imagine we will hear in the morning what playoff matchups will be.
I would guess,
for Friday.
First thing tomorrow morning, or even actually late tonight, they'll have those all out. Option pass, good.
Pulls it into the fingertips, and Cumber going to dive low, walks across that line, and we're going to say touchdown. 19 yards in.
We missed quite a few tackles on that side there. Quite a few guys missed on that option play on that quick pitch out there when he hit the pitch man. So, they got 3 score. They'll be up 21 here with 5 minutes left in the first.
Head coach Jamie Marshall for Dubuque Wahlert sends his kicker in with Weber. Up 20-0. And there's a straight-on kick. He is going to be good. 5:36 to go. Makes it 21-0 all of a sudden. And, it's coming in. And Jason, I was optimistic. Imagine you were as well after what we saw
last week. And, boys, I don't know if they're let down or, what exactly it is, but offensively we've got to get something going. Wyatt had a nice run, but you got to get something established. It's not fair for the defense always to have a short side of the field and expect a team like Wahlert to keep them out in the end zone. Offense has got to stay in the drive and at least get down on their side. They give it a little bit. If we have to punt, at least we put them back closer down to the end of the other end of the end zone. But offensively, we need to get something going.
Leading passer for Jesup, Brevin Dahl, a junior. 56 attempts, 29 completions for 471 yards, 5 touchdowns. He's carried that ball 91 times, actually for 91 yards and 3 touchdowns.
Brevin or Parker?
Brevin Dahl is leading right now. There was a good chunk in there where he was in covering for Parker.
Good point.
Noah Sheridan not playing tonight or last week, still the leading rusher for Jesup, 521 yards, 5 touchdowns. Brody Clark-Hurlbert, leading receiver, 345 yards, a touchdown, 19 catches. And then Carson Lenow, the force that is inside. Big guy in there with leading tackler at 32.
Yeah, and he's had a couple scores. Last week he had that interception off the pitch again.
Back where we're at.
It's kind of the same thing. They're going to that little pooch punt right to or kicking them.
Now, there's Vanderwerf. He picked it up, and he had to kind of catch his footing, go back in the other direction, coming back to grab that one. At least got some gain on it.
Yeah, I mean, that's a, if you can do that kick and you're that good, I mean, I'm sure they'll probably play soccer. Put that in that dead spot, that's a good spot for Wahlert.
So they will mark it at that 27-yard line. Jesup getting that play call in from the sideline from Ben Stevens as they coordinate this offense to the near, to the far, and a little fake to Vanderwerf, and
Parker's
been nice to have a little block on that left side for him to get through.
Yeah, they tied a little, almost like a quarterback counter. Fake White going to the right, and then Parker brought it off to the left. Good gain. It got about 2nd and 5.
Yeah, they could do 4 or 5 yards on that. It's about a 31 or 32.
6, yeah. Big board says 4, so we'll go with that. 2nd and 6.
Approaching that 5-minute mark.
Yeah.
One covering that backfield, but you're looking at one-to-one matchup.
Yeah.
And right to Vanderwerf there, Kean.
Yeah. We got them out double. We got twins to the right, twins to the left, trying to spread them out a little bit, be a little bit deceptive there. And Wahlert was good, smelled that out and got the tackle right at the line. Actually, right at the line of scrimmage, White got tackled.
3rd down and 8. 4-yard loss. Need that 3rd down conversion.
Got to move the chains.
Looking for an opening.
He's got BCH going down the middle. Oh, but he left a little too.
The defense was right there waiting for it, and BCH was there, but
he had Brody going down the middle. He was wide open, but just left it short of the pass. Got to put a little bit more air underneath that ball. Brody had about 5-6 steps on him, and Parker left that a little bit short.
Alec Eisbeck comes in from that backfield and just was waiting for it.
Yeah. Yeah, if he puts that ball a little bit more out in front of him, he can run underneath that ball and would have a really good gain. He could probably had a chance of scoring. Parker's just got to get a little bit more air with that ball to get Brody underneath it.
So we'll see what defensive coordinator Ron Sadler, he's seen this before.
Yeah.
See what kind of adjustments they've made out there.
Pretty much they've had, this is where they're starting it. All the possessions have started with inside the 30 pretty much.
4:08, yeah. They were at the 33 last time, 26 now. That's about where Jesup started their series, and quick out of the gate, and give credit on a hard pound by Kenny Petratus.
Yeah. Little quick hitter off the right in between the center and the guard for them.
Challenging first quarter for Jesup here, 21-0 against Dubuque Wahlert.
Yeah, I mean, like we said before, you can't have starts like this. You dig yourself too big a hole, and you've got to hope that we got to create some turnovers.
A lot of congestion inside that box. You're going to see a small gain from Wahlert.
Yeah, Carter even got in there.
Spot that at the 10-yard line. Center field. Actually, off that right hash, I guess, is where they're at. There's a middle school game on this field, I think, on Tuesday night. So you got some work. A little bit of rain today.
Yeah, I heard it. I was walking the dog. Yeah, I heard was it last night or the night before? Was it? I think it was last night. It was the last. Yeah, it was last night, Thursday. Going off the same play, going off the right side. Good job.
Yeah, it's almost they're putting some congestion right there at the line of scrimmage, and then you just see a yellow helmet bounce around that end.
Yeah, Nate Cagney did a nice job getting the tackle, so it brings up 3rd down and about 3rd and 7. Big down for the Jayhawks. They need to see if they can limit them to a field goal attempt or see if they get them down 4-down territory.
Or better, even get a turnover.
Get a turnover, exactly. That's what we need. A turn. We need to get the crowd up. We need to get the team. We're pretty flat.
Go under center with Rudiger.
Going off that counter again. They're good.
Hold up right there, and can they keep him?
That's going to bring up 4th down.
Yeah, maybe 5-yard line. Did he get that far?
I got just barely across the line of scrimmage, so we'll see what Wahlert calls out for.
Well, I'm going to bring that back, put about the 6 or 7 yard
Yeah.
line. So 4th down. And Jason, you're Wahlert. What do you do?
I think they are.
Based on what your history's been tonight.
I'd run the ball. I mean, they're going for it. See what they're going for it.
Yep. What do you got to lose at this point?
Yeah.
4th down and 4.
Big stand for the defense. I need to get a stop here. Looking to throw the ball. He's looking at number 4. Got covered. Got some pressure from Carson.
Leno was right on there.
We
And
just
back of the end zone. 6-yard
Yeah.
play.
Yeah, Carson got some pressure on there, but too much time back there, and the wide receiver there, the guy was able to get right to the end line.
Well, that's where the eyes were.
Yeah.
Lose track of that back.
Yeah.
I believe that was Kevin Bradley. I think they picked up that one.
But again, like we said, short side of the field. I'm not saying fair, but the defense, that's a lot to ask them to keep him out of the end zone.
Through the uprights again, and we are at
28-0.
0.
First quarter, we still haven't got out of it yet.
Coming up between the first and second quarters, get a chance to visit with head cross-country coach Nick Green as they competed in the cross-country conference meet over at, over at Pine Lake Country Club yesterday.
Yeah.
And some success on the boys' side and also on the girls' side. So we'll hear more about that. And
They had a great night.
Had a champion on the boys' side come
Yeah.
on. So.
Yeah, champion on the boys' side. Had a runner-up as a freshman. Mackenzie Wilson got runner-up as a freshman. I think Amanda, 4th place. So if I had to guess, I think pretty much all 4 years of cross-country, I think she's been first team all in ICL. And they have a big meet. Is it Thursday? Is that the state their district meet?
So just looking at the schedule, you got conference volleyball tournament tomorrow.
For JV.
For JV, varsity volleyball has a regional game at Grundy on the Thursday. Cross-country state qualifier over at Dyke on Thursday next week.
Yeah, volleyball plays Wednesday over at Grundy.
Yes, Wednesday.
Yeah.
Yep.
And if you got to go to that game, too, you have to go buy your tickets online. You just can't show up there. You have to buy them online.
And then that next round game's that following Monday.
Yeah.
There's the kickoff.
Going to Vanderwerf again.
Vanderwerf catches that about the 25-yard line, gets some momentum, but you got yellow helmets and
he got a
white
return.
jerseys all over him.
They must like that play. I mean, they consistently kick the ball right into the middle of the field. Maybe get a couple runs to Parker. You got to get some of his confidence back in him. He's had last week he had a kind of rough game a little bit. Tonight he's kind of having a rough start. He's a great kid with a great attitude, and hopefully he can get stuff going. Well, looks like I see Mr. Green making his way up here. I can see him coming up on the stands.
Is there a bit entourage with him or not?
Yeah, no, he lost his brother.
1:25 to go first quarter.
Good ball fake. Parker's going to draw. Nice run by Parker. There we go. That's exactly right.
Gets
there.
a nice little forearm shiver pushing that 40-yard line.
He did that last week, too, after one of those picks. He had a nice run and looked at a confidence booster. Good to see. Come right back at it. Forget about it. You got to go on the next play.
Clock rolling almost to the 1-minute mark. Set up Jesup. Second and third on that 41-yard line. 2 to the far, 3 to the far.
They're bringing that line back. Yep, he's going to come up. Blitz got picked up. Wyatt gets.
They're keyed in on him. Got a couple yards, but we haven't seen a flag yet.
No, we haven't seen a flag yet. And I don't think I've heard anybody scream from our sideline, coaches, crowd. It's been pretty clean football played the first quarter.
Well, haven't really had any sustained drives, which you usually see.
Yeah, holding call.
Penalties start coming from that. Coming up, cross-country coach Nick Green will join us here after this quarter. Ooh. And there you go. I just jinxed him.
Yeah, you just jinxed him. I believe, the way how it all went out, I believe Novak forgot to snap the ball. The center forgot to snap count. Everybody else moves. And he didn't right there, and how he reacted, I think he forgot the snap count.
Yeah, I think he stood there with his face mask in the air going, did I just do that?
Yeah.
So we will not get this off in the first quarter as that horn will sound. And we are at the end of the first quarter. We made it through. And we got to see how we can get a little stronger in this as Jesup trailing 28-0 at the end of the first period. And challenging times here in Jesup. Let's bring in cross country.
The man, the myth, the legend.
Something like that. Nick Green.
The wing T quarterback.
Let's see. Yeah, right in there. So first we got to get into this. You were a discussion point one night. You never ran cross country. And now you're coaching at a high level.
Yeah, I tried to. No, I played football grades 7 through 12. I was running back, quarterback, wide receiver, safety, corner, linebacker, whatever
you needed?
Yeah, whatever we needed. But, yeah, we were wing T, 32 belly, 48 belly, 3 yards and a cloud of dust. So.
Well, I thought a good trivia question would be, where did Nick Green finish in the state cross-country meet?
Yeah.
And see where people come back with that.
Yeah.
People give that a Google.
Yeah, you're not going to find that. I only find football stuff out there somewhere. But let's talk through over at Eldora last night. And, it's good to see when the Waterloo Courier posts it out and you see a Jesup name in that headline.
Yeah, Nolan ran a hell of a race. He sat with the first 800 behind the Dyke kid that took it out. And then Nolan, he got to that 800 mark. He's like, I got this. And he took off and gapped the field by a minute, which is really hard to do in our conference. We have very talented runners in the nickel. And Nolan took it to him. 17 minutes on that course is a real challenge because you can take about a minute off that course where we go to next week at Dyke, and that's probably what you're going to run.
Right, pretty flat there because you're running through some trees and some hills. You got the way that course is over at Eldora.
Is there a hill called Jaws? Is that what I see?
There is. It's a very steep up and down, and the kids love to talk about it.
Yeah.
Usually claims a victim once or twice a meet.
So boys come out with Grundy Center, Gladbrook Rhinebeck winning over in that conference. Old Wine picks up the second spot. And then you guys getting third. That's got your highest finish for boys for here for a while. Is that right?
Quite some time. Yeah, I haven't gone back and looked. I should have. But no, we've finished fourth a couple years in recent memory. But third has been out of grasp. And the boys put together a total team effort. We had 5 in the top 30, which means first team all conference and honorable mention all conference for the boys. And they ran a great race. We finally pieced together what we thought we had at the beginning of the year. It just took a little time.
So talk through how the rest of it was yesterday with Evans winning it, but how the rest of the guys did, how the rest of your runners did on the boys' side.
Yeah. Kyle finished 8th, which was his first top 10 finish since the first meet of the year. He's looking great right now, looking to be a state qualifier this next week. Nice play in the backfield.
Yeah, good job by Carson Lino.
And Logan Zook was 21st. Nathan Pint was 25th, and Silas Weerspan was right in front of Silas was 25th, nice. And then Nathan was right behind him as our lone underclassman in the top 5. So that with that 5, they put together just a great team performance and really worked on finding those Denver jerseys, the Dyke jerseys, and racing up in the pack. It's something we've talked about and preached, and working on competing in the middle part of the race. And they really did that last night, and we're really excited about next week, Thursday, running at districts.
So you look at the girls' side of things, and not surprised, but Jesup girls doing really well. But Denver's always hard to get by.
Denver is really stinking good this year. They we've been lucky to have their number the last couple of years down at state and at conference. Or we finished 4th and they were 6th or 7th. But this year they brought some talented freshmen, and their returners got better. They put in a lot of miles this summer, and they are looking to try to upset defending state champ Mid-Prairie this year, which is a tall order, but they're the team in the state to do it. So
did I see they've only lost like one meet, or
Denver hasn't. Yeah. Denver they would have lost at Wartburg, but that was against 4A competition.
Yeah,
and they played.
Interception,
Hey, let's
interception.
go.
Here we go. Is that Novak? He's got the ball on the run. He's going to get trucked out at the 23. Jesup needed that right now.
They needed a turnover there.
Very
Good
nice
play. Maybe get some momentum going. Nice play.
Nathan Novak with that interception. Nice to see the big guys when they get in that motion. But talking with head cross country coach for Jesup, Nick Green, and coaching that girls' side, end up in second place. But talk about a gap: 35 points to 81 points from first to second are in there.
Yep. Yeah. So Denver, like we said, very talented group. They've got a front three that challenges our front three. They're the only team in the state that I think can beat our top three runners on a given night. We've beaten them a few. They've beaten us a few. Luckily, we get 2 more chances against them. But that's a gap that we're looking to close over the next 2 weeks. We've seen our 4 and 5, 6 and 7 improve over the last 2 meets. They have closed the gap, and as they move up, our team will continue to move up. And because Mackenzie, Amanda, and Claire have shown they can take care of business on any given night, and as our back group improves, I think we're a top 5 team.
Yeah, for Mackenzie Wilson to be a freshman to get second at conference, especially like you said earlier, this conference is tough.
She ran a tremendous race and has learned a lot as the year has gone on how she needs to prepare for a big race, how she wants to go out and attack the race each time. And Amanda's leadership in particular has been huge for Mackenzie, because Amanda does a great job of taking the race out, and Mackenzie is given the chance to follow. And then when she needs to go, she goes and trusts herself. She's grown a lot this year as the season's gone on. Yeah,
when you go through here and I see, when your results come through and you don't know who's going to be in that top. Is it Mackenzie? No. Is it Amanda? Who's going to be up in that top spot for Jesup?
Yeah.
Talk about that competitive. What's that competitive battle between those girls?
They've done a great job keeping us on our toes, and the great thing is it's a difference of who's going to be second or who's going to be first. It's really it's a good problem to have. They they're very obviously competitive, but you see them finding each other on the course, running next to each other on one shoulder or on the other shoulder, and they understand the value of having talented teammates and what that brings to the team. There's never any, hey, I'm going to go get her this time. It's a very respectful relationship, I would say, on how they appreciate each other's talents.
Yeah, and you look at, I guess, go ahead, Jason.
I was going to say that I was told Nate earlier, so did Amanda, she made first team all conference all 4 years of. It's
a huge, not easy to do.
No, right.
I want to say Emily maybe did that as well. If I'm not mistaken, I think she was.
Emily who is what we're going to say. We've forgotten about Emily, right?
I think she was 9th her senior year. She had the flu bug, but battled.
I
think was 9th her senior year.
Yep, I remember that.
But not many people do that, and we're lucky to have a couple in a row, and we've had a good run. So it's been fun with this group, and this group of seniors in particular. That was my first group as a first-year coach. They were 7th graders. So this is the first 6 years, and they've been a heck of a group to start with.
Yeah, you got a whole slug of seniors just looking at the list that we honored here at the beginning, and we'll read through this a little later on. But, Jarrett Selesky, Nolan Evans, Haley Nye, O'Connor, Kyle Rottinghouse, Jack Thomas, Sydney Toma, Maddie Thompson, Amanda Treptow, Alexis Vanderwerf, Silas Weerspan, Logan Zook. It's come a long way as a girls team, solid, but hats off to where that boys team is right now.
Yeah, it's been a fun progression.
I think
intercepted in the end zone.
Yeah, touchback.
So hits keep on coming here for Jesup football as interception for Wahlert will give them the ball back here under 9 minutes to go. But Coach, talk through what's coming up next. You got the qualifier next Thursday, and then just kind of go from there.
Yeah, so Thursday at Dyke. Dyke's a very fast course. We've been there 2 years ago for districts. It's a very popular site that the state will pick because of the talent that is in Northeast Iowa for cross country. So we go there. On the girls' side, their top competition is going to be Denver. It's going to be us, Denver, and Roland Story as the top 3 ranked teams. The top 3 teams will qualify for state, and the top 15 individuals will qualify. So on the girls' side, us and Denver are going to take probably the first 10 spots. And then you've got 5 spots that will be fought over amongst the rest of the group. And then the boys.
Oh, that's good. Oh, we got tripped up.
Big run almost breaks away and get toe tagged about the 44-yard line.
Yeah.
Our boys are coming in as, you could say they're the 4th best team. You could say they're the 6th best team, 7th.
Depends what day it is.
Depends what day. Depends if you want to look at the rankings or how you want to look at it. But their main competition is going to be Olwine, who we see a lot. We will also compete against Waukon, New Hampton, Denver, and Dike. So we just beat Denver and Dike at conference, which was a good sign of things to come. But they're a very talented group that give us fits on most nights. And then New Hampton, Olwine, and Waukon are very similar teams. They all have 2 talented runners up front. And then offer a great
Carson just couldn't come up that play there.
And then all of them have a great supporting cast behind them. So our trick will be getting our Nolan up front. Hopefully, a 1-2 type of spot. Kyle Rott in the top 10. And then getting our next 3 to be in the top 20, top 25 range like they were at conference. And that's the type of placing we'll be needing to make that run to state. So
finally running in some cool weather so that
our times are dropping. You wouldn't believe it. We're tired of the high 70s and low 80s. The first night we had 60-degree weather. We saw Amanda run 19:09. We saw Nolan run 16:26. And you look across the state, we weren't the only lucky ones. You saw times drop like crazy. So we're enjoying it. Next week is, I think, forecasted for 55, 56 at race time.
That's good.
Which will be perfect to keep the bodies cool and running fast. And if we qualify, we run not that Saturday, but the following Saturday in Fort Dodge at 10 and 10:45 on the golf course there north of town.
Well, Coach, continued success. Congratulations. And, it's, you're taking some girls over, it's just continued taking teams over now, taking 1 or 2 boys, and now see if we can take both teams over there.
Yes, that's the hope. We want take a bus. That's the hope. Get as many people there as possible, and hopefully we can continue it with the underclassmen that are watching and being a part of it as alternates. Our middle school groups had a great night. We were one stat I always put together is what are the team places for all of our races. So we were 3rd in this race, 4th in this race. What's your cumulative score? We were the 2nd best program in the conference last night.
Nice.
Denver was number 1. We were number 2. And I think that's a stat that shows the importance of your JV kids as well as your middle school kids and how they contribute to the program. And they've done a really good job understanding that and being all on one big team then.
Well, I know it's not all you that makes it happen, but talk about your staff. Talk about how it all comes together.
A couple marathoners this Sunday. Coach O'Connell and Coach now Smith, you might know her as Coach Betts. They are participating in the Des Moines Marathon this Sunday, so we're going to go out and watch and cheer them on.
Nice.
And O'Connell's trying to he's got a certain time. I won't say it on there. I don't want to jinx him. And then Coach Smith is running her first one, so we'll be cheering her on and sending good vibes there.
But Coach O isn't busting out the ninja costume.
No,
trying to get his world record
We were
back.
talking about that.
Oh,
the
yeah,
other day.
I forgot he did that. Yeah.
His record was recently broken by someone during the pandemic. He says he wants to contest it because it was on a track. And,
I see.
In an
an
actual marathon because there wasn't any marathons taking place. But those two are the glue that helps me keep it together. And you need coaches like that. You need assistants that make up where you lack, and both of them definitely do that.
Coach, congratulations and good luck on Thursday, and we'll catch you here at the end of the season.
Thank you. Thank you for having me. Thank you for doing this.
No problem at all. Head coach Nick Green, our cross-country guy here in Jesup that has continued to build this cross-country program up for the Jayhawks. And Jesup football, however, Jason, as we had a chance to talk here to Nick, not giving it away.
Not giving it away. We
not giving some points up, but continue to have some challenges trying to hang on to that ball in their possession.
Yeah, we had 4th down. We had 4th and goal through a pick there in the end zone, and they've driven the ball down, got the clock down to 5 minutes left, so we can see if we can keep Wahlert out of the end zone.
Jayhawk Sports Network from Heartland Technology. Thanks for joining in tonight. Got 24 or so on Facebook and another 57 or so watching on YouTube as Wahlert will try and come out around that left side with Brocious and gets across that.
Yeah, we did a nice job stringing
pushing the 15.
Play out. We just got to get a little bit quicker to fill, scrape the linebackers. They call it scraping. It means you get down the line of scrimmage and try to fill that hole.
Coming up at halftime, Jesup Marching Band will be performing, and we'll also have, I believe, at least 1,000 little cheerleaders, maybe on the track.
Sounds like the commercial of herding cats.
Yeah, so that would be your reason why we have such a good crowd. That's the secret to sports marketing. You do bring little kids out, and the parents come, and the grandparents, and
concession
that's
stands,
how it works.
yeah, next thing you know, there's more concession stands being stuff sold at the concession stand.
Well, there was there was cotton candy down there, I guess.
I did see somebody fake the dive, or they did the dive, and he's still on his feet. Yeah.
Push that a little closer into that goal line in the north end zone as we have the clock rolling at 4:05 to go. Dubuque Wahlert will break out of that huddle.
They do have some pretty good-sized kids up front there. From just right here, you can see them a little bit closer.
Send it back into motion on a fake, and going to get help in that backfield where the whistle's finally blown. Is not going to see much movement from Brocious.
No. Yeah, Wyatt and Carson Leno did a really good job there.
Yeah, just looking at them, 205, 250, 230, 200, 215, 260. Those are your big weights for Wahlert.
That kid from Alcon, number 75 last week. That was a big boy.
Yeah, he was a Cadillac, I believe.
He's like 6'5", 300-some pounds. And they're going to get enough there.
The end zone. Arms going to go up. Yes, they will. And we're going to see 6-yard run in for another touchdown.
So that will, if they do kick that extra point, that will go to continuous clock until we can get a score. So regardless of time, or unless you call it timeout or some injuries, the clock will continue to run even on an incomplete pass. And he's good.
Extra point is in there. Give credit again to Weber. And with 2:55 to go, 6-yard run into the end zone for Dubuque Wahlert puts them up 35-0. And, Jesup, I guess, Jason, we were talking to Coach Green most of the time, and you had an eye on the game while I was getting a chance to visit with him more. But
missed tackles.
Missed tackles, but they're hanging on, whether Wahlert was pulling back a little bit.
Yeah. Offensively, we need to, we've only had, I think, like maybe 3 first downs, maybe. So we need to keep chains moving, and that's the key. Is we got to keep the defense. We can't let them keep getting the ball on the short side of the field. And that one there, we didn't. They got it on the 25, and they drove it all the way down and pretty good chunk of change there. A couple plays here and there, but we got to tackle the ball a lot better.
Head coach at Jesup, Tim Sauer, assisted by Jordan Miller, Ron Sadler, Aaron Schutte, Ben Stevens, along with Paul McCone, Jordan Miller, Ardell Ochner, Jason Sullivan also in there, helping across the board from middle school football all the way up here to JV varsity. And head coach Jamie Marshall for the Golden Eagles, assisted by Antonio Armstrong, Clay Finley, Jim Kelleran, Nate Klosner, Tyler Lang, Troy Nesson, Robert Riley, Cole Smith, and Matthew Walker.
See if they do that short little kick right towards the middle again. seems like they've.
Last half.
Gonna
Boot that a little bit. Going to go over, almost over Dahl. He's going to adjust. Inside about the 8 is where he grabs that, and he can't find an opening, and he gets taken down at the 15.
There's one of those things where I think he kind of slowed up a little bit, stutter step. Right there, he's got to maybe just get a little bit faster, just turn it up a little bit.
Ryan Brocious on that tackle as he goes to the sideline from that special team. And we will see Dubuque Wahlert.
I would say that Wahlert would, if I'm them, if they get a couple stops, they might call a couple timeouts to conserve the time, see if they get another score. See with their coach how they play it.
Trying to blitz in, going to move that ball to the left, and trying to move it quickly with Preston Youngblood, the freshman, back now in the game. Yeah, Preston Youngblood, not your average freshman when you look at his size, 6 foot 180.
Yeah, he's a big kid. He's strong. Get him a year up in high school, get in the weight room a little bit more, and probably pack on a few more pounds.
Second down and 11 for the Jayhawks. Looking to blitz, pushing in strong, coming that near side. They saw it coming. Here comes Fueling. And gets swung down to the 21, and they'll get 3 yards on that.
Did a really good job, the best he could right there. He kept going, didn't slow down. He tried to get around the corner, and it's going to bring up 3rd and 7.
1:22, that clock on a continuous, with Wahlert up 35-0.
Yeah. I thought maybe Wahlert would call a couple timeouts, but maybe they're going to try to say that for if they get the ball back.
Dropping back, was looking for an opening, sees a gap in the and a chance to run, and he'll get a few yards there, but it's going to be a very risky 4th down.
It's going to be short about 1.5 yards. Maybe a little bit closer. Yeah, it's not quite a yard.
At this point, why not?
I'd say go for it. See if you can get a hard count. Or if they want to coach talk to the referee. Maybe he's going to call a timeout. Coach Sauer calls the timeout with about 15 seconds left in the second quarter.
You got 1 left. You might as well, or had 2 at the time, but might as well use them. And where you're sitting, no crucial 3rd down like this one.
So, this is a big 4th down. Let's see if I don't see Ryland Baugh out there, coming out there. Yeah, I do guess I see him out there. So maybe we are going to punt. Looking like, Coach Sauer is calling for the punt team.
Or can we work on a trick play here?
Maybe.
Are we that risky tonight?
Try to either snap the ball to the up man, Carter even.
Spot at the 27 is where that's at. Ryland Baugh is back, and we will see return with Kummer. Going to spot up at about the 43-yard line of Dubuque Wahlert. 15 seconds to go before halftime.
I think we got a little lucky there. They didn't start the play clock. Looks like Sadler wasn't ready to come out there, so Nick came out there a little bit late.
Receivers checking that line.
Line drive punt. Calls for the fair catch.
He came in hot.
Yeah.
So clock will move as it only stops in a timeout. Jesup and Dubuque Wahlert will head to the locker rooms respectively and see what they can adjust with here into halftime. But 35-0 is where we're at. Dubuque Wahlert obviously with 5 touchdowns to their name and really spreading the wealth. 24-yard run, 31-yard run, 19-yard run, 6-yard pass play, 6-yard run. 4 of those touchdowns being in the first quarter, 1 here in the second quarter. But
yeah, and pretty much all inside the 30 or right close to it inside their 30. So they've had a short side of the field besides that long drive they just had there. But, yeah, we've got it defensively and offensively. We have a lot of work to do.
we are going to step away, but we're going to turn it over to public address and also get a chance to see the hundreds, maybe not hundreds, but pushing 100, I think, junior cheerleaders for the Jayhawks.
Yeah, there's a lot of kids out there.
And then we'll recognize youth football players here in Jesup also at halftime, I believe. This is the Jayhawk Sports Network from Heartland Technology.
Ladies and gentlemen, Back Street is back. For the last time, the Jesup Marching Band is excited to welcome you to their final halftime performance. The band will be presenting their boy band show for you tonight under the direction of Kirsten Truax. With 7 Brit Awards, 6 Billboard Music Awards, 7 American Music Awards, and 4 MTV Video Music Awards are the accolades of One Direction. We are here to uphold the standard they have set for us with the best song ever. An American pop band best known for stealing the hearts of teenage girls across America with their dashing looks, musical, and acting skills. This is What a Man Gotta Do by the Jonas Brothers.
They have sold over 100 million records worldwide. They are the second best-selling boy band of all time, and they are the first group since Led Zeppelin to have their first 10 albums reach the top 10 on the Billboard 200 chart, and the only boy band to do so. Here is I Want It That Way by the infamous Backstreet Boys. Let's have a round of applause for our Jesup Marching Band under the direction of Kirsten Truax. And one final round of applause for our Jesup Marching Band. Tonight, the Jesup Jayhawk cheer team is welcoming our mini cheerleaders. On Wednesday of this week, 96 mini cheerleaders joined the high school cheer squad for a practice. The mini cheerleaders worked on jumps, cheers, and stunts. And just for all of you tonight, the mini cheerleaders will be performing their cheers, jumps, and stunts for you to see. Get out your cameras and get ready to cheer along with your Jesup Jayhawk cheer squad and the mini cheerleaders. Let's have a round of applause for our Jesup Jayhawk cheer squad and all of our mini cheerleaders, led by Sarah Nolan. Next up is we have our announcement of our raffle winners of our decorated cakes for our fine arts group.
So if you participated, please take out your tickets. The first number is 567767. The second number, 567829. The third number, 567732. Next one, 567776. The last number, 567801. If you won, please go down to the table by the concession stand. Thank you.
Very good. Thank you for all your participation in supporting our fine arts group tonight with that raffle. Winners, please.
All right, we are back for second half action and a very busy halftime.
Yeah, that was a lot of moving parts there.
To the 98 cheerleaders and our excellent marching band. We'll talk about them here a little later on, but underway here as kickoff just takes place, and we'll have a new set of downs begin here as Jesup will be the first to start with the ball here in the third period on a running clock.
Yeah, running clock. So unless we can get a score, we have to get it within 35. So we need a score, and hope for some turnovers. Oh, and then there's
a little jump on that end.
Yeah,
and I'm going to guess here we're going to start seeing some different players make their way into the sideline or from the sideline for Dubuque Wahlert.
I watched the second half of the JV game. JV boys pulled out the win. But looking on their sideline, they don't have many numbers for as big as 2A school as they are. They're kind of short in numbers over there as far as kids on the sideline, as far as for replacements and bodies over there.
Yeah, looking at just lineup, looks like we could maybe have another dozen or so on the roster than they do. Being the third biggest 2A school. There's a run from Dahl, actually from Parker McCone.
It's going to be first down. Yeah, so he's right at the line, and the referee doesn't measure and just pulls it and says first down.
Not quite to that 35-yard line as Jesup hurry up and go. That clock's not going to stop unless they can break that 35. And this will be a wrap for Jesup, and Dubuque Wahlert will move on to Friday of next week and week 9, which will be considered playoffs.
Yeah, like we said earlier, I think, probably by 12:30, 1 o'clock tonight, most of those teams will know their spots and where they're going, and coaches are already tomorrow morning will start playing. And
there's Fueling. He gets the trot, not quite to the line of scrimmage, and they will move that thing back. It appears, or no, they're going to just hold it about where it is. Maybe moved it just a smidge.
Yeah, just barely got the ball right across the line of scrimmage on that jet sweep action to Corbin.
This is the Jayhawk Sports Network from Heartland Technology.
The crowd has kind of thinned down a little bit. Now everybody's pushed out there to the track. All those kids are out there trying to, looks like Black Friday and Christmas, or the day after Thanksgiving.
Well, those kids got to go home and get to bed now.
Yeah. Parker's throwing a little rollout, and he's going,
he gets
nice
loose.
job. He gets loose, avoids the sack.
And a nice crack, high hit. Yeah. Give credit to Dubuque Wahlert and Spencer Cummer, the sophomore.
Parker did a nice job not taking the sack and got out of it and got about a 2-yard gain.
Third down and about 7. Parker lost his hand muff
Yeah.
around his waist. I don't know if it got ripped off or it unbuckled, if it's ruined or not. There's that snap. And Parker, left-handed throw going downfield, and do we see an interference flag?
Yeah,
no.
Yeah. They're kind of hand fighting there a little bit, but that's a 50-50 ball for each other, and good no call by the referees. So that's going to bring up our punting. Ryland Boss set to punt.
Might as well go big or go home on that one.
Yeah, he did. They had one-on-one coverage, just threw it a little bit short, so Brody could try to get underneath the ball, and Wahlert did a nice job playing the ball.
Ryland Baugh set up at the 25-yard line.
Oh, they're trying to fake, and he's got him.
There
Nice
you
play.
go.
Yeah.
How about that? BCH hikes it in. He's past the 30 into the
Nice
26-yard
play.
line.
Fake punt right there. Parker, little change up before. Wahlert didn't notice that Parker went inside as the up man, snapped it right to him, and he threw a beautiful pass to BCH.
Give some energy to the crowd. Give some
Yeah.
energy to that team.
First down puts us inside, right inside the 30, right on the 27.
Hit the 7-minute mark. Attempting the blitz. Wahlert will
they
hold
come
off
up
a
the
little
middle.
bit.
Nice
And nice
pick.
block by Vanderwerf.
Yeah, Vanderwerf did a nice
Opens
job.
up the run for our
Parker.
quarterback, and you'll see Parker find his
Yeah.
way about to the 20-yard line.
White did a great job picking up that blitz. Parker to get around the end, and Parker, we're down. That might be BCH. Not sure.
That would be BCH down on that far sideline next to that down marker. So Coach Sauer rushes in. Training staff comes in. Was able to take his helmet off.
Yeah.
But he got clocked pretty good as just kind of rolling his neck around a little bit. And actually looks like giving him an inhaler, actually, to help him catch his breath over there maybe.
Yeah.
So injury timeout, get the boys some water. You get a little extra coaching here as Coach Sauer will make his way over to check on his receiver that made that big play to put him in this position where they're at right now, Jason, on that fake punt.
Yeah, it was a good play. Good play call. I would say a fake punt. You go back to the old Hawkeye days with Hayden Fry. He liked to fake punt every once in a while. He said he liked to keep the defense a little bit honest. So, yeah, good play. Go momentum. See if we can, turn in some points. It looks like Brody's walking off on his own, so that's good to see.
Everybody strap the helmets back on. And BCH will make his way to the sideline, and we're going to see Ryan Durham take his spot.
Yeah, number 14, Ryan Durham coming in on that side and that left side there, coming in for him.
Durham far side, along with Fueling, I believe.
Yeah, and you got Brady Reyes far on the right side all on his own.
And then Vanderwerf in that backfield. He's going to get the handoff, and he's going to get hung up right away. And
45 blitz right in there right away.
Caden Knockel is senior, 195, 5'10". He was eyeing.
Yeah, they have that, I'd call it a run blitz, but he came in right up there and tackled Wyatt pretty much when he got the handoff.
Third down and 7. We got a timeout or we got a flag?
Flag. False start on us.
Nope, there's a flag in the backfield.
Yeah.
So that'll move that back.
Couldn't tell what it was, of who or what, but yeah, it was a false start on us. Got the bunch, three here to the right, trips to the right. BCH on the far left on his own. Looking over there, he's scanning. He's going right to BCH. A little underthrown, and just going to be a little short.
Yep, just a little short. Maybe held him back a half a second.
Yeah.
He had been right in there, but again, you got to go big on that.
Yeah, I mean, either you got to leave that short, like he just did there, so you give BCH a time to come back underneath it, or you got to throw it long so he can try to run underneath it. So he did the right one there.
And where you're sitting right now, 4th down and 12 on the 30, you go for it.
Yeah.
Check that play. Clark Colbert back in for the Jayhawks. Parker McCone at quarterback. Takes that shotgun, put fueling into motion, and trying to gain his feet.
He's got his feet up. He's got a set. Just had him. Yeah.
And trying to stretch out for that. BCH can't quite get there. And
that was a nice try. Did a great job of scrambling and made the play down the field and just came threw a little bit long, but BCH did a nice job going all out for try to catch that pass.
Dubuque Wahlert will take over on downs. 1st and 10 on their own 30. And now the 4-minute mark. Rutledge at quarterback. And they're just going to keep hammering that pill, I'm sure.
I was going to say right now, they're probably not going to do they don't want to probably risk anything. They've got a pretty comfortable lead. The clock continues to run regardless of what they do, so I figured they'd probably just keep the ball on the ground.
This is the Jayhawk Sports Network from Heartland Technology. Glad to have you tonight, whether you're watching the Golden Eagles, the Jayhawks, or just tuning in for interest. And watching some high school football. This is Dubuque Wahlert, Jesup, Class 2A. Wahlert, the third biggest team in Class 2A, and Jesup the smallest as they restructured this year.
Dive up the middle.
And added a Class 5A to high school football in the state of Iowa. And Wahlert gets a first down and breaks into almost to Jesup territory.
Got right, almost, I was going to say about a 48, right on the 48, 49. Clock is about 2:45 left in the third quarter, so that continuous clock. Besides the one turnover, we've thrown a couple, but it'd be nice to get a fumble if they fumble the ball. See if we can pop the ball out, get something going for us again.
Runner into motion, and high tackle. There's Sadler comes in. We'll give credit there.
I believe that was number 67 for us right away. They came in there, got the tackle.
Actually, I thought that was Sadler, but that was his brother's number. He's not wearing 67, but I've got him on the list as 30, but
they may have changed it. It kind of looks like
just based on his position. Maybe a different number, right?
I think, maybe they did a swap for some reason. Out to number 4, going off that right side again on that quick pitch. It's going to be a little bit short of the first down.
Ian Borelli will dance down that line. Senior 5'11", 175 back. 3rd down and short.
Regardless, they're in 4-down territory right now anyway, so I figured if we can stop them here, they've got to stop them for at least for 2 more plays. And they're not in any hurry right now. They're going to not hike the ball to about probably another 4 or 5 seconds.
At the 60-minute mark. There's a handoff and moving forward. Give that ball off to Michael Borman, freshman.
Corbin did a nice job getting lower and got the tackle and held on to his legs to get. They got the first down, but at least he stopped him from picking up any more. I mean, to guess that this would be the last play of the third quarter for Wahlert. And I guess if they don't, right on the 34, fullback is down into an old Tom, going right off.
Yeah, he was digging in.
He was
he's
digging in. Yeah, he was going, I would say, almost a Tom Rathman back to the old 49ers Nebraska days.
That's a stretch on a stance.
Yeah.
And that's the end of the third quarter. Score doesn't change since it was at half, 35-0. We will continue with that running clock. And Jason, I wasn't able to join you this week, but you were up in the
volleyball. I was a lone wolf.
Up in the I forget what I call it now. It's not the tree house or the hawk's nest. It's the upper patio.
The upper
I think
patio,
of the South Gym is how we termed it.
Yeah, it was just me and Anthony up there.
But Jayhawks, heck of a night on the court in volleyball.
Yeah, they played really, really well. We played GR last week over in the NICL tournament. Won the first game, lost second two. Played really well last week a little bit, just came up short in a few games, but it's nice to get a rebound after losing to a team. And I didn't realize till that later that night after they posted it, they were number 11 in the state. Didn't quite know that when we played them. The girls play Wednesday over at Grundy Center, first round of districts. Grundy's got a pretty good team. I believe last year Grundy knocked us out the district play last year. They're on the other side, the NICL West, so they'd be considered over there, I believe. So in our class, in our conference, in any of these 2A schools, you can't avoid anybody between us, Denver, AP, Wapsi's now up to 2A, and of course you have Dyke in 2A, so you can't avoid all of them.
Yeah, look at it, 25-16, 25-13. Gladbrook took the third, 27-25. Then he went 26-24, won it three games to one. And Laney leads assists. Bobby's on the kills. Leah on the blocks. Kayler in the digs. She set her Jesup record for digs.
Yeah, Kayler set the record. That was pretty cool to see. Laney made the sign the night before, so that was pretty fun to watch. Fake the option, they're going to the option. The quarterback's going to keep it. Just got to get a little bit chasing there. If that's Nick, he's got to get a little bit quicker down that line of scrimmage. Rudiger, yeah, I heard Darren say. And no one, I don't think, probably the crowd doesn't realize nobody's yelling Rudy yet.
They don't need to unless you want to keep him in the game.
Yeah. I listen to a lot of Dan Patrick, and he had Joe Montana on there, and Joe Montana was there at the time that Rudy was there. He goes, that's kind of not all true.
Yeah, it's not, the way the movie goes.
The way the movie goes, yeah, he may have been there. He goes, I don't remember him, but he was probably there. Going out pitch right there, number 23.
Buys an opening, still 20 yards out, and he's going to approach that end zone.
Be short just by a little bit.
That's Ryan Brocious, their leading back, still in the game for Wahlert. A spot that on the 4-yard line, first and goal. Jayhawks have already been shut out twice so far this year. They were shut out against Union, shut against North Fayette Valley. Bounced back a week later last week against Waukon at 26-14, but it had been 3 weeks since they scored
a touchdown, and Wahlert I think got in there. Touchdown Wahlert.
4-yard run in. And no score in the fourth period, but happens 10:27 left to go in the game. Continuous clock. A little further from having Jesup trying to slow that down.
Yeah, I guess they do stop the clock for the extra point attempts.
Yeah, extra point and timeouts, I believe.
Yeah.
That one's good. 42-0 is that score. And just looking through here, AP, Jesup allowed 43 points in that game, allowed 42 against Olwine, 40 against Union, 35 against North Fayette Valley. Gave up 26 last week to Waukon. It's an interesting year, Jason. You look at this, and talk about a year to change up the districts and change up the classing.
Yeah.
We still had been where we were at last year. How would things be different? Don't know.
Yeah.
But we're going to get some bigger schools with some bigger kids and especially this district, deep tradition as well.
Exactly. You're playing Wahlert. They've got a really steep tradition over there. Normally, like you said, they're usually always growing up. They're always a 3A school. Sometimes they were in that 4A. And then brought Wakan last week, state champs from last year. I think the year before they were runner-ups. They got a pretty good tradition. But that's something we're going to have to get used to because as our school continues to grow, kids come in. I don't see us slowing down as far as growth. So those are the schools that we're going to have to get used to.
See if we can keep climbing up in that 2A. Enrollment just came out for our 21-22 school year, and pretty good increase of kids coming into Jesup, so it'll move us up in there. Where they're coming from, where does it drop anybody above us? We'll see, and see how this works for Class 5A in the state. And who knows, it may not go what they thought, and they want to rechange it again. Who knows?
Yeah, after this year, and then we'll see what happens next year, because next year they'll change. They redo every 2 years. They change it up. So next year they'll start changing that and see what the process is. If they'll. You've always heard in some states have tried where they said they're taking the private schools or the Catholic schools or however you want to say it, make them go up a class, or see if that ever happens.
Yeah, I'm just looking through here to see, as far as Class 2A, we realistically in a redistricting, we could end up with an Iowa Falls, we could end up with a Cresco Crestwood.
Yeah.
Anamos is not out of the picture when you're looking at distance-wise.
Nice
O-line in there, obviously. Monticello.
Yeah, years ago, when they did this, they started the district and they made the point that they wanted to get schools closer together as far as for travel, to cut down on that travel.
Right.
I don't know if that's really worked out for them or not, but.
Yeah, well, even some of the games we had in the last few years, the trips we had, and New Hampton's on here. That's not too far away. Just trying to see what else might be proximate. West Marshall State Center. That's a little bit of a jaunt getting down that way.
Well, it was like a couple years ago when we were with North Flynn in that district, and you said, East Marshall. It's like getting from Coggin to over by Marshalltown. That's a little bit of a jaunt, but that was the district it was a few years ago we were in.
So we could see some change up in there.
Yeah.
How things kind of work out. 9:25 to go in this fourth period as the clock again on the continuous roll. And Jesup back on offense.
Parker's looking
There's
for the
Parker.
ball. Yep.
Trying to hold
he's got
off.
some time. See if he can get around this, get a turn around that right side. He's got nice open field tackle by Wahlert there.
Carson Lee now was giving him some protection in that backfield.
Yeah, Parker did a nice job getting a gain out of it. Brings up 4th and 1.
Go for it.
Yeah, right now I don't think there's no.
The game's not in hand, so
we don't.
Just trying to prevent that goose egg.
And he'll try the draw. He's going to.
You're not going to come up with it.
I don't think so. I think we're going to be short.
Yeah, I think he was.
No.
He needed more power coming from that backfield to get through and that opening. And, first down, Wahlert, send it the other way, make it 1st and 10 on the 29 of Jesup with 8 minutes to go.
Yeah, he kind of stumbled a little bit there, didn't quite get his feet on underneath him. Took probably about a maybe yard loss there. So, you see right now I think we've bring some substitutions in for the Jayhawks. I would guess Wahlert would maybe start doing the same. But like I said, they don't have a lot of numbers over there.
Rolled over in style, though. 2 motor coaches sitting across the way.
Yeah, they are, yeah.
Some got to get on a cramped school bus.
Yeah.
And short yard gain coming from that backfield.
I don't know if those are the same buses that Loris uses then, if they get to play football over at Loris's field.
Spot now on the 25-yard line. And waiting the play to come in, looking at quarterback Rudiger. Still in this contest. And they will send Jack Dewar, sophomore, under center. And still kind of surprised that they still got Rudiger at quarterback.
Nice catch back there by Wahlert.
Upped it up, saw an opening, and continues to move. And high tackles are a challenge for Jesup.
Yeah, so he's going to be first down. It's going to be first and goal, looks like, right inside. Actually, yeah, it's still going to be outside. It's going to be on the 11-yard line, so they still can get a first down before first and goal.
Jesup will send Brady Reyes off the field defensively. And you're looking at Herbst and Ernst split to the right for this offense. And talk about some power. I don't know if you saw that.
Yeah,
in there, those the guard and the tackle in there. You're looking at Joe Medellin and Will Poppy.
Yeah.
250, 205 respectively, just part of the
Part of
C's.
C right there, yeah. And they got right second.
And you can say that because they're wearing blue uniforms. So.
Exactly.
Did you have the winning ticket for the cake raffle?
I didn't know there was free cake. I didn't know there was cake being raffled.
You're like, no, I don't need to raffle any money, but I didn't know it was
maybe
cake.
maybe I walk out there on the way out. Maybe just give it free like do popcorn.
Second down and goal on the 4.
It's
and another touchdown.
Yeah, just cross the goal line.
So with that 4-yard gain, that's a second in a row on a 4-yard jaunt into the end zone. That'll make it 48-0 in favor of Dubuque Wahlert. And Clark in for his 7th field goal of the night.
And it's good, yeah, so it puts up 49-0.
So with this one, Jesup will finish the 2021 campaign at 2-6 overall and 0-4 in Class 2A District 4. Wahlert will move on to 3-5 on the season, 3-2 in district play, and get a chance to see how far in the playoffs they can go.
Yeah, I think next year, pretty much the month of October, aren't we on the road? That's how it plays out.
If the way the schedule is right now, will they match it up the same? I would guess.
Probably pretty close.
I guess and Coach Spines and Coach Sauer might rally. The organizers saying, okay, well, this doesn't quite match up very well.
Yeah.
As far as that is, but. But looking here, I don't know if you looked at this schedule, North Fayette Valley Wahlert has not been home the last 4 weeks, if I'm looking at this right.
And I would
guess I guess they were home last week when I'm looking at that schedule a little bit tighter.
And I would guess with their overall record that for their playoff game, they'll probably be on the road.
All right, kick it off again with Weber. And that one will come out towards the chain gang, and the flag will fly. Kyle Bucknell and Dahl back to return, and we'll bring in the offense.
I think, is that the first penalty against Wahlert tonight, or did they? I don't think
they may have. I don't know if they misstepped once.
Maybe.
But you might be right that that's the first penalty against the Golden Eagles. So they will spot that one at the 35-yard line. The clock has not started again as they spot that. Jesup will have 3 here on the near side, staggered off that line, and push Reyes on that far side. And you got Vanderwerf at that fullback, and there's the opening with quarterback Parker McCone. Gets across the 45, 46 is maybe where they'll spot it. As his feet come out from under him.
Yeah, did some nifty work there. Got the first down. I think right now Coach Sauer just wants to get a score in. I mean, you don't want to get shut out any time, but just something to get a score in before the end of the night, because this is the last time these boys will get to play football. Some of these boys is the last time they get to play. They're seniors. Parker takes a snap, going a quick pass out to Brevendal. Gets a nice block by Corbin Fueling. It's going to put it about 2nd and 4, or I'm sorry, about 2nd and 5, 6. Nice block by Corbin Fueling.
Just awaiting the inevitable is where we're at right now. Under 4 minutes to go.
Quick pass to Corbin. Corbin's
There's
got a nice block by Brevin.
And gets him into Dubuque Wahlert territory. Nice little hammer through. Gets to the 50, their 45-yard line.
Lower shoulder pads and got pretty close to the first down. I don't think it's... Yeah, it's going to be 3rd and 1.
Yeah, they're going to give him it's an interesting spot, but 3rd down. I'm trying to line that up down at the other end, but
yeah.
Right in front of us here in the press box, we can see how this is all going to unfold. And there's McCone.
Yeah,
he's looking for BCH, and it's
intercepted.
Right there. You see Bryce Rudiger put his hands right up. He just turned, and there it was.
Yeah, right there. He had double coverage. The guy was going to run pretty step for step with Brody Clark. Herbert, that's a pass there I think that Parker's wants back. Either, like I said before, you got to throw it short so you can turn around and try to make a play on the ball, or you throw it long so you can try it underneath it. Yeah,
we've had not much success passing the ball, you know, other than our fake punt, realistically.
Yeah, fake punt was a good pass play. That was his best pass of the night.
So Wahlert deep in their own territory to start this at the 15-yard line. And we're just going to see him keep hammering away from that backfield, I'm sure of it. Jaron Jelly in that backfield taken down.
Yeah, that's going to be right loss of 1.
At the 2-minute mark.
Yeah, I mean, I think there's about 14 or 15 seniors. This will be their last football game.
Yeah, and I'll just read through that quick while we're looking at Parker McCone, senior Noah Sheridan, Corbin Fueling, Carter Even, Brady Reyes, Brody Clark Hurlbert. Steele Rollison is out there as a senior. Cole Bucknell, Nick Sadler, Nate Kegley, Carson Leno, Merrick Sly, Camden Oshner, and Nathan Novak. A lot of seniors on that squad.
A lot of seniors. I like Nick was saying about the girls cross country. They had them since their 7th grade. A lot of these boys still remember their little, but YSF starting out and seeing them get to play varsity football.
And whether I'm looking at this right, I think we've got 4 juniors on this squad heading into next year.
Yeah. I think the freshmen and sophomore, the freshmen, I think, have a little bit of a bigger class.
But not a lot of boys.
Yeah.
Big class, but not a lot of boys.
Yeah.
But a lot of them are out for football. And you got the student section here in the background thanking the seniors for their time with 36 seconds to go.
That might be think they shut the play clock off. I think they're going to just let it go. I don't think the referees are going to try to stop it at all or give a penalty right now. And Wahlert doesn't want to run another play, I don't believe.
And we're just going to wait this one out as the clock does wind down. And Jesup will end the 2021 campaign with a loss at home. And coming off what we had a very optimistic game last week of where things ended up.
Yeah.
But into the season at 2-6 overall, 0-4 in district play.
We just gave them a lot of short side of the field. Didn't come up with any plays offensively. We struggled. Didn't move the chains. We only had a handful of first downs. Like I said, just can't give a team that's balanced as they are inside the 30 or inside the 40 consistently. I don't think they punted at all tonight. I don't think so.
No, I don't think they didn't even need to.
No.
They made their way to the end zone, or that's just how it all turned out. Or there was a turnover once.
Yeah.
But Jesup, seeing them shake hands, and it's good to see them do that again compared to what we saw last year. That actually get to end the game with some sportsmanship, and final score 49-0. As Jesup again ends their football season this year. Dubuque Wahlert moves into the playoffs as they'll be in that third or fourth spot here in district play in 2A District 4 as they head to the locker room. But any final comments on the season, Jason?
You know what? Didn't turn out as well as they wanted. They competed really well. Wish the seniors good luck. And here comes basketball or wrestling season. And good luck to the cross-country and volleyball team this week.
Yeah, cross-country Thursday night, trying to qualify for state. Wednesday night, over to Grundy Center for volleyball. So we can wrap up the fall campaign. And I don't want to talk basketball yet because that means it might snow at some point. I don't necessarily want to get into that just yet. Again, thanks for joining us on the Jayhawk Sports Network from Heartland Technology. Games on Facebook and also on YouTube, but invite you to follow us on Facebook and also on Twitter. For Jason Pilcher and our crew of Anthony Baugh, our on-site producer and camera operator Eric Clark, and semi-executive producer Tony Lang, I'm Nate Clayberg from the Lorient Sabres press box here at the high school football track complex in Jesup. Final score, Jesup losing tonight to Dubuque Wahlert 49-0. We will talk again coming up when we hit winter sports season. You can watch this game again on replay, if you choose, and other previous high school athletic events on YouTube and also on our Facebook page. This is the Jayhawk Sports Network from Heartland Technology. Music courtesy of bensound.com. Go Jayhawks. Be safe. Have a good weekend. YouTube and also on our Facebook page. This is the Jayhawk Sports Network from Heartland